I think what we should do to start, first of all, welcome to Gene and Durpetti, and to the first official Michelle Durpetti Events wedding download. Okay, so I would love it if you could kind of tell, I know your story, but for this camera we're pretending is not here. Can you just tell me a little bit who you are, where you got married, a little info?
You want me to take?
You're the star, yeah.
Don't. We're the star.
And the boss.
So.
And the money spender.
Yeah. So Heather Ernesto, we are originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. We originally met very casually on a Netflix dating show. He was my last date, and it wasn't supposed to be.
Literally your last date.
He was
literally
my last,
and figuratively.
My last
you gotta
date.
watch it.
Yeah.
You
It's
gotta
insane.
I watched.
It's like very chill.
Maybe look
It's not
really
about
good.
drama. Yeah. So yeah,
Y'all had a
we
ton
had
of
a
fans
spark.
too. People really pulled
people,
for you.
yeah.
We do,
people-
yeah, which did not expect
Still, till this
that.
day.
Like people still go a little hard.
yeah.
I still get like the, oh my God, I can't believe y'all are still together. It's like a very simple show, not about drama, so it wasn't that popular, but like it worked. And so yeah, then we decided to get married in Sicily last year.
We're in Sicily.
in Taormina,
And when did you get married? September?
September 5th,
So
2024.
happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We made a full year.
Thank you.
That's what Colin and I do every year. We made it another year.
We did it. We made it.
Yeah.
It was a wild year. We moved to Chicago
very,
in
very tough
January.
year.
Yeah, but we fell in love with Taormina. I'm a makeup artist, so I was freaking out because Ernesto was like, we don't need a planner. Like, we can let our friends and family do it. I'm like, the friends and family that have never been to
Little
Sicily.
did he know what was coming.
Wait,
Yeah.
I really was like, no, we got this. We got this, babe. It's going to be a
we
small
had-
wedding. We have this.
We had a conversation for like 5 days where I was like, look at what wedding planners send me. I was like, you and I are not, this is a whole separate job. You have no idea. And then so I contacted my favorite wedding planner in New Orleans,
remember.
Becky Lamp, who recommended you because, and you are our saving grace.
There's a funny story
Then
She
before
literally
that.
called me and she was like, I have this really sweet friend / vendor colleague. She's getting married in Italy. She asked me for help. I have no idea what I'm doing in Italy. Can you do it? And I was like, last year, and I don't even know if you all know this, but last year was my year of yes. MDE had a year of yes, where like, if opportunities that scared me came in, I was not allowed to say no.
Oh, wow.
And they had like, what did we have? 6 months? 8 months?
Literally,
6 months.
yeah.
We spent
She
2
yelled
years.
at me.
Yeah. So, yeah.
'Cause I was like,
we
no.
got
That was-
engaged September 5th, 2023, and married September 5th, 2023.
Oh, I love
Wait,
that.
so I have a really
Same day.
important point to make about all this, especially like to give you your flowers. So
Oh, well, thank you.
Heather was literally trying to like lining up wedding planners in Taormina,
I remember.
in Italy. And I deliberated for like 2 weeks. I was like, we don't need that, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, I just kind of gave in, and I was like, okay, babe, message the other wedding planner in Sicily. And like an hour later, the Sicilian wedding planner messages back and says, hey, I took upon another commitment. And she almost killed me.
Because I knew
Like,
how important
She
it was.
almost killed me. And I'm like, it's okay, babe. Everything happens for a reason. She's like, go downstairs.
I was like, I need a moment.
But then,
And then we got,
Yes, it was,
Her
it's
saving
serendipity. It really
well,
is.
it
If
always,
that
when a
didn't
door
happen, we
closes, it
wouldn't
leads you to something better.
have a million percent.
and to be fair, I think that working with you was like a godsend, because working with an American wedding planner was infinitely easier, more timely. You guys understand the urgency.
Oh, don't worry, we're going to get into that. We're getting into all, because the fact that I have one leg here and one leg there, I think makes it funnier and easier for my clients, which I know you guys experienced a little bit of. Now, I'm gonna put you guys on pause for 1 second, because I'm gonna move over to this lovely couple over here. They took this photo, and I remember saying to them, like, you're literally taking a photo of the place you're gonna get married. 2 years later, on the day of their wedding, that was the image I shared. And I was like a sloppy mess, because I was like, oh my God, they're leaving and they're getting married. I felt very parental, because I had been with them all this time, right?
Yeah.
And it was so cool. During the planning process, Philippe and Colin started coming together for this idea of La Via Visual, which essentially was, because we work abroad a lot now, and I've had experiences like you had, and I was like, I need to create something that is a package that makes sense, because it is expensive to fly your photo and video teams from across continents to your wedding and put up their travel. How do we do this in a way that makes sense as an investment?
Yeah.
Get travel, covered, make sure expenses are covered, nobody's offended, everyone kind of gets away with, happiness, good images, good portfolio, all of the things. How do we do all of this? We were literally at a conference in Italy. We went to Como for a trip. We sat down in Milan, and we were like, I looked at them and I'm like, have you guys ever thought about like photo and video combined? And they were like, I mean, no, maybe over spritz, right? With the Duomo of Milan behind them. And they're like, we should just call it La Via. And I was like, yeah, you should call it La Via Visual. La Via means the way, or like the street, right? And so that's how it was born. Literally that month, I went to them and I was like, so I have this idea. I kind of had it with you in mind, because we were kind of oscillating, local, not local. Do we like these and Kit was not loving anything from my memory that like we were coming across.
Yeah.
The
right?
videography was tough.
Yeah. And I was like, what if we could fit this in your budget that we had allocated, right? Because a planner being part of a multimedia company gives me the knowledge of what they need to do this in a way that makes sense as a business. I understand my clients' budget allocation, because I know what a wedding costs. And I know like they had this amazing creative conversation prior to the wedding where like there were like vision boards and there were conversations and all of these things. So Philippe, his team, and Colin and his team, which was a combination of local and international, ended up like covering like all of the social media, like the social content creation, the video, the photo, like for all of the days. And it is sick.
The
It
team
is
was
sick.
incredible.
You did say you wanted to spend more money, so I'm totally down with that. But I kind of learned from what I saw you guys go through on the day. That is how I was able to apply that as I went forward. So, and I also don't think, to be really honest, you created, what I love about your wedding is you created 3 days for your family and friends. You really put them, and you also did this too, but you put them so first. And you created this, because none of them had really been like, I think your parents had never even really traveled that far, right? Yours.
My parents have never gone out of the
Yes.
country before.
Yeah. And so, yeah. And
I took them to the motherland.
and it was just really beautiful to see how much thought you had put into caring for your family abroad, which I love.
The way
I
you
thought
look
that
at it
was
is
really
like it's an investment for people, right?
Yeah.
So it's like they're gonna
making this
spend,
effort.
$5,000 to $10,000 to come to our wedding.
And it was interesting because a year later, not even, when I was doing their wedding, so generationally, you sit in different mindsets because you're technically not the same, right? So because you guys are a little more Gen Z, and they're a little bit, right?
She's
And
Gen
they're
Z.
a little bit, yeah.
I'm mature and wise.
Right.
No, we're millennial.
Is that what? Oh, that's right,
We're
millennial.
millennial.
Sorry, and they're a little more Gen Z, right?
I am
I have no idea.
I'm a millennial. I work with all Gen
Well,
Z, and I
25?
know this very clearly.
No, I'm 28. I was
28.
born in 97.
Okay.
97 and 95.
Jesus, born in
I'm on-
97.
I'm on the
Born in
border.
97 when I graduated high school.
I'm millennial.
So generationally, though, it shifts a little bit away from, excuse me, wrong pipe. It kind of changes, priorities sort of shifted. And it was so interesting coming from this, going into that, where like Kit was very like, no, I'm researching this. It was a really interesting process, and I was able to take what I learned with you guys and apply it, which was really beautiful. So yeah, and it's nice because your wedding really sort of was present at theirs in a way, and then they ended up partying at your hotel. How cool is that? Yeah.
I could not be happier for like that. Truly,
Partying is the correct word.
Also,
Parties.
another component to all the photos that we captured, like guests don't really get captured at weddings at all. The amount of photos that we have of our guests, our friends and family, like it's next level, and they're beautiful, and like our friends are still posting.
I like this.
Okay, so here's my question. So you both invested in photo and video, right? Let's talk a little bit about what you got out of having both photo and video now that your weddings are both sadly over. You just mentioned, for example, that you went back and watched it on your anniversary. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about like why was it so great, so important for you to have video, and so great that day when you watched it? Like, talk about the archivalness of that and the importance of having that record of history.
I think like number one, you're so like a bag full of mixed emotions that day that like kids said, like I blacked out. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't remember like half the things, you know.
Yeah, but you look good the whole day.
I know, I
You
did.
You were in it. You were
Colin,
in
don't
it.
make that face.
He did look good.
Anyway, but like you're just in the moment. You want your guests to have a good time, and like your mom and your family and like everyone you love is right there, and they love you back. And just like being able to capture that appropriately is like very important, you know.
As much as you try to be present, you will always forget something. And then rewatching it, like we watched our video a year later, rewatching it brings you exactly back to that moment to feel those exact feelings you were feeling at that moment. Whereas like your brain remembers things differently. Like to see it, it's like watching the movie of your life, and you're going to show your kids this.
100%.
It's an archive.
And for me too, one of the things that I love now is the complement of professional, really like cinema inspired videography that kind of partners with content creation, right? And I love the 1-2 punch of this because there's like these instant moments, cell phone maybe quality, so not as formal as what like your videographer is doing, like how you talked to Philippe and Colin and really sort of planned out stylistically, and the stuff that they captured is gorgeous. There's also this, and we did this a little bit with you too, because we had a content we were like way ahead of ourselves because we had content creation at your wedding
Your
too.
content creation was my favorite. I wish I would have appointed someone on my end to do content
Well,
creation.
I'll send
too.
you all that. I have all that.
Yes,
because we
please.
had a content creator there that was doing stuff. I can send you all the BTS stuff too, so you have it. Yeah, I forgot that I haven't sent that to you. I'll send it to you. But I love that compliment too because it's like in real time versus the more curated, and then you have the photos that kind of complement, which to me is really important. I think if you're going to put this much time and energy into a wedding, and your outfits, and getting your family there, and professing your love in front of all these people in this place, any place, right? To have as much on record, right? And this, because this is, and you've heard me say this, because I say this all the time, it's one night only, right? And I don't think you understand that until after the day.
Yeah.
It goes so fast.
Yeah,
So fast.
yeah. Look, it's like a year. Colin and I, do you know Colin and I are going to be married 8 years in January?
Incredible.
8 years, and we'll be together 10, which is like,
Oh my God.
holy shit, y'all, yeah.
10 is a wild number.
10
to
is a
say.
wild number. I
That's
agree.
so cool.
Double digits.
That's
exactly.
so good. It
Double
does go by
digits.
quick. I can't believe it's been a year.
So, all right. So wait, I have one more question before entrees come. If you could tell a couple considering a wedding in Italy specifically, because you were both in Italy, what is one piece of advice? And I know you're going to say hire a planner, but leave that out of it for now. What is one piece of advice or thing you learned in the process that you'd want them to know?
Each
Take
one of
your
us.
time.
That's what I was thinking, Kit.
Take your
It's like you
time.
guys are married.
That was so
Yeah,
cute.
plan in
That's what
plan
I
in
was thinking,
advance.
Kit. That felt like 1920s.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I also think like they're on a
Holy
different
lamb.
time wave than we are. You don't get answers, and we're from New Orleans. Like New Orleans is slower, but like the way they answer.
Yeah. Italians are not Americans. They don't live to work. They work when they want to.
Yeah.
They take vacations when they want to too. They might talk to you one day and be like, we'll be back 5 months from now. See you then. Hope you have a great time pondering about what you want to decide about your wedding.
But on that note, though, as advice, understand that and
Understand that.
just not freak out when you're in the
would
middle
be
of
what?
that unresponsiveness.
Yeah.
And embrace
That's
it.
the thing.
Round
And embrace it. It's hard to do, but that's my advice on top of that.
Now we can go back to the thing we didn't say. Let your planner go after it and get the information.
Not just your planner, MDE.
Well, thanks.
MDE.
Thanks.
Also, your restaurant expertise really helps when it comes to catering because
sure.
we had the best caterer in Florence, but to find that caterer is because you know what it takes to run a restaurant, what it takes to like produce food of that quality. So I think
And service delivery expectations. So the timing of everything.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because and this is something that you will all appreciate, right? And I tell everybody incoming, which is going to introduce our next question. I always say to American couples considering planning in Italy, understand something very important. Italians eat later and Americans dance earlier. So when you go to Italy, you have to understand those two things and communicate them, because both of you were like, wait, we want to get up and dance. This was collective between the four of you. Like, we don't want to be at dinner a long time. We don't want dinner to take forever. We really want to get through dinner and get to the dancing, especially since there's sound restrictions. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
We don't want to sit and go to sleep while at dinner. We want
Right.
to party.
And so that was something. And then, like, you talk to the Italian vendors, and they're like, so offended. They're like, what do you mean there will not be 47 courses? And you're like, no,
Yeah.
just
Over like 3 hours.
right.
Literally.
Yes.
Our dinner
Yeah.
took a long
Well,
time.
so did theirs. Because also everything is made to order. Like they had a course that was all like primi, like pastas, and it was a pasta and a risotto, 1 in 1. They didn't like come out together. They like made the pasta, served it.
They
But
brought it out in a
everyone
batch
talks
and then
about that
served
to
it.
this day. It
But
was
everyone talks
beautiful.
about it because, like, who really
And
talks
then
about
they
wedding
made-
food?
And then
our-
they made the
truly
risotto
no one,
served.
yeah.
But you both had very remarkable, because your menu was unique to the region you were in, which was very cool, right? As was yours, and it's
And
another.
that was important though to have, because dishes unique to Tuscany and Sicily.
Giving your guests the full experience.
And to
Yeah.
have guests talk about wedding food, I have never left a wedding where I've been like, wow, that chicken and carrots were amazing. Like, no.
perfectly glazed.
Perfectly glazed carrots, like, wrapped in something weird.
Perfectly glazed.
But, like, to leave a
Truly.
wedding and you're, like, talking about the wedding food,
People were asking for seconds. They were coming around with seconds for people. I've never seen that at a wedding.
nobody
Ever.
likes wedding food.
And again,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
In New Orleans, they do have good wedding food.
I've
well,
been
I
in
will
it.
say all the food's good down there. Yeah, it's like an eating. I can't wait to go and eat there.
Truly.
When-
Yeah. Don't go down there to lose weight. You go
No,
down
not
there to
planning on
indulge.
this. I want to eat all the fried
Am
things.
I on this
Exactly.
trip too?
Yes, you're coming.
1,000,000% are you joking?
And you're gonna
Okay.
plan my outfits for me, because you knocked
Yes.
Wyoming out of the
Plan
park.
my outfits
I was
too.
living for your TikToks. But I will tell you something that is really, I think, so definitive from both of your weddings is learning when you're planning, right, that where you ultimately decide to have your wedding will dictate a little bit what food is available. I think a lot of people are like, oh, Italian food. And they're like, no, right? And like, I know you know this really well.
It's like someone in Wisconsin wants barbecue.
Right.
It ain't happening.
Right.
Yeah.
And like
You want barbecue,
your
go in the
family's from
south.
Puglia, right?
Yes.
In Italy. So you know like Pugliese food, right? And you know it's different from like when you lived in Rome versus what you eat in Florence,
Orchette
right?
versus carbonara
Yes.
as an example.
Yes. So 100%.
I don't know the difference.
My favorite's Gricia. I'm a Gricia girl. Gricia is my favorite. So there's carbonara, there's Gricia, there's I think amatriciana. You gotta ask Colin to define. There's like
Amatriciana, I
steps.
know.
So Gricia's no egg. So it's like the bacon, the pecorino, and the pasta.
I'd like that. The egg in a pasta
See?
raw freaks me out.
Same.
Why are you shaking it in there raw?
I don't. The carbonara is a little rich for me, but I love the guanciale,
like,
or like the
thickness,
bacon for an American way to say it. But like I love that. And with the cheese, I'm like, oh my god, there's nothing better for me than like sodium nitrates and cheese.
I like when she talks about food. Like the passion comes through, Michelle.
Well, yeah, because I literally live for food. Like,
Yeah.
My family, you're at breakfast planning lunch. You go to lunch, you plan dinner.
I love it.
Right? You're sitting at dinner. But again, when you work with like-minded people, magic happens. There was never a moment where we didn't have a good conversation about food or laugh about something, right? And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
And weddings should be about food. I feel like sometimes it's
Yeah.
overlooked, but especially when you're getting married in Italy, it should be about the food. What are we eating? What are we drinking?
Yeah.
That should come through.
Well,
it shouldn't be overlooked.
You guys did that spectacular, the wine tasting had that meal at Cotonera.
I dream about
That
those string
literally
beans. Are you joking me?
Was
He
very
doesn't remember
similar.
it.
So their winery lunch was your welcome, your Brindapino. Like it was very similar.
Everything was grown on site, and when I tell you, every bite tasted perfectly salted. It wasn't even authentic. It was authentic to the region. It was like, like Mount Etna provides like nutrient-rich soil. Every bite you tasted that nutrient-rich, like it was just the best version of every tomato, every string bean, everything. Potato. I was like, it was truly, and then pairing it with the wines that they grow on the land and like
wine was
learning
amazing, too.
about it, it was He doesn't remember.
So was that kind of the welcome party for you guys then?
I've tried
Yeah,
mine
fun
after.
time.
No,
right.
I was dancing.
we committed.
I was literally dancing. Was
We
I not
committed,
there? Were
yes,
you there?
Yes.
Did I dance
so
with you?
we committed. So this is what we did for them. So we had a very intimate rehearsal dinner, right? That was at Villa Zuccaro. So it was like immediate family. Yeah, immediate. It was like maybe what, 20 people?
Yeah.
25?
20 less.
Yeah. Then we went to rooftop cocktails at this really cute little hotel.
Wedding. Ernesto's 2 sheets to the wind. He's gone. He's not even in there anymore. We go do this freaking massage, and I'm telling you, they gave me a blanket this thin. I'm freezing. I'm in my bathing suit because we jumped in the pool. Not supposed to. I'm like on the table shivering. Ernesto's on the other table, like, I was like, I kept apologizing to them because the lady was like, sorry, move over, and he's still like snoring. And I was like, Ernesto! And he wakes up, he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like fucked up on the table. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I could not wait for it to be
I could not go
over.
in the massage room with the two of you. That is a boundary.
And he wasn't like massaged like this. He was like on the table like this.
That's a boundary though. I
They didn't even give him a blanket.
Wedding weekend. I'm like,
Yeah.
Michelle.
Wait, but the best part was,
Fred.
do you remember the next morning he's all,
Yeah,
feels
yeah,
so
yeah.
rested.
Yeah.
And she looks at him and she's like, really?
Dude, I never
Really?
want to look at those massage therapists again. I was so embarrassed.
I
But
worked out. I went swimming in
Yeah.
the ocean. It was beautiful.
yeah, he woke up and did a whole like.
So clearly that's your favorite memory from the wedding week, is that?
Yeah, I love
Clearly.
So great.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you have another one that is like another equally as favorite memory that is beyond can anything top that?
My favorite part
Yeah.
from the wedding, aside from the actual wedding day, was, I mean, I always say this, but like seeing my parents out there. So like, my parents are live for their kids. They live for everyone else, and seeing them truly enjoy. They're both Sicilians.
That's so much
like
fun.
we're not full, but whatever. This is their motherland. They made the trip, and seeing them enjoy it together.
Well, and not everybody knows, so they had never traveled internationally. They got passports for your wedding.
They got passports
So this
for
was
the wedding.
hugely.
It was pulling teeth.
This right.
They were like, what?
This they've been from New Orleans is like Florida. Like they never traveled. They're like very much so like we're in New Orleans. We live and die here. What do you mean? And their verbiage in the beginning when we were planning was like, oh, because we have to go to Italy. We have to do this. And I was like, I need y'all to stop because I'm already stressed out. Like, you get to go to Italy.
Right.
And when they were there, they fully indulged.
They did.
And
They had a
it
lot.
was, so magic.
Your dad loved it.
It's a testament to like how everything happens for a reason. So like my maid of honor was my sister who's never gotten pregnant naturally ever. She has 2 kids. No, she has 2 kids, but all of a sudden randomly got pregnant. Due end of September, our wedding was September 5th. So like I didn't have my maid of honor there, but like if she was there, it would have been the other babies there, and then it would have been my mom and dad, my mom serving them. But my mom and dad got to really indulge by themselves and be romantic. And I was upset about it in the beginning, but like truly when it comes to weddings, every single thing happens for a reason, and stressing about it does nothing.
What about you? What
Well,
is the favorite moment for you?
Favorite moment? Oh my gosh. I mean, besides marrying Kit, obviously. But no, favorite moment was just like seeing like the joy and happiness of like all of our guests out there. Actually, I'll give a shout out to Kit's sister, my new sister, Jane. She's never she's only been to Switzerland outside the U.S., minus like the Caribbean.
Is she still in Europe, by the way?
I think so. No.
You never came back.
She's back.
So I'm an only child. Kit has one sister, Jane, 2 years younger than Kit, 4 years younger than me. She was our maid of honor. Kit's only sister, like I said. She had such a blast in Italy, enjoying the culture, the cuisine, traveling with us. And she's a teacher, so she had the whole summer off.
Oh, wow.
She was like, hey, like I'm gonna extend my trip. And she's never traveled by herself before, so she extended her trip in Sicily without us. She solo traveled for like 3 or 4 days. And then one of her girlfriends from Florida was at a wedding in Naples. And then everyone after Naples was going to Mallorca as like a honeymoon in a way. So she met up with those girls in Mallorca afterwards, and like she's never done any type of travel like that at all. But the fact that she's started to appreciate new cuisine. Because like what did she hate that she experienced in Italy?
I don't
Like
know.
tomatoes?
Maybe the fact that
What
Eda
the hell
Airways
is
lost
this?
her luggage.
No, like there were some dishes that she would like never eat, and then she found appreciation for it
Fish.
in Sicily. Yeah, actually seafood, yes, 100%. Yeah.
Love me seafood. Taormina chicken.
So that's like one story that will always stick out to me is like seeing my new sister, Kit's sister, see the beauty of Italy. Because I've been to Italy a couple of times. Kit's been to Italy a couple of times. It's really cool to share that love of Italy because Italy's so unique. No one's gonna know what Italy has to offer until you go there. You can talk about it all you want, and people are gonna say like, oh, like, okay, some beaches. Okay, I got Florida for beaches. Italian. I can go to New York for Italian. That's what some people are gonna say here.
That's what her parents said.
But you got to go there to experience the true love and culture and passion for everything encompassing. So that's one thing that stands out.
And what you're both sharing, before we come over to you, what you're both sharing is that you also loved being the catalyst for family members and loved ones experiencing something you love, right? You all chose Italy as your wedding destination because you love Italy, right?
Of course. Yeah.
And we had that in common, which is why we always had such great synergy when we were planning both of your weddings, is we all love Italy.
Yeah.
And you were able to give that to your family, which is so amazing, right?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things is when I see it click for somebody and the light goes off and they're like, oh, I'm like, yes.
And focus on that guest experience too,
Yes.
because like everyone's traveling all the way out there for you,
Yeah.
and you have such a select number of people. Like guest experience to me was so important.
It was. I mean, I literally was ready to party the whole time because I like wanted my friends to like have fun.
It sounds like you did.
Ernesto,
Wait, no, like,
you really did.
What is your favorite memory though? Before we
All right, well, I have a funny or a happy story to tell. So we did Sicily wedding. We spent a couple days after going to Busacchino, where her family's
you guys
from.
went all over Italy after.
But then we went to Lake Como, and so like the reason why I invited my parents was because they're never gonna travel again by themselves without my brother and I. And so like let's take advantage of being here. So we go to Lake Como. We land in Lake Como at like 8 a.m. It's like a 5 a.m. flight from Palermo. We land, and my brother and my sister-in-law they're like ravenous. They like get in a rental car and they just leave. And it's my father and Heather, my mother and I. And we're like, okay, we're going to take our sweet time. But we stayed in a town called Nesso, where there's a waterfall, and you can jump from the bridge.
Also,
we stayed
Nesto.
Yeah.
Literally
And
sounds like that.
Synergy.
my brother and my sister-in-law, when we got there, were just like happy as shit. And so 9 months later, my brother has had a baby.
Yeah.
His name is Nesso, and which is really cool, right?
So
Yeah.
He's a little Italian conceived baby.
Yeah.
So they can thank us.
Yeah. So
We took the parents with us.
it's a really good gift.
Always remember that.
Yeah.
Good that you took
It's-
the
it's a
your
good
parents
gift.
for lunch so they could get a little baby.
We went grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, love that for you guys.
Kate, what about you?
My favorite memory of our wedding, I think, was when dinner was just about to conclude and my whole vision for our wedding, like I talked about before, was that one long table. And by this time it was nightfall. The chandeliers had totally like made their like prominence throughout the night. And I just remember looking to the left and looking to my right, Benny's to my right and my sister's to my left. And I remember saying, this was straight out of my head into reality. I looked and I had 60 of my closest friends and family left and right at this stunning table. The table was exactly what I had hoped it would have been, how I hoped it would have looked and felt. Felt was so important. You could feel the love and the thoughtfulness that I put behind the seating chart. I spent a lot of time on the seating chart, making sure everybody had a comfort person next to them to talk to. But it just felt like something straight out of my head. This table, it was perfect. It was exactly how I hoped it looked and felt. And I was so appreciative and grateful of all of it to get everybody there, because you're not always going to have 60 of your closest friends and family in one place.
No, again, one night only.
And that's something that I will never take for granted. But it really was just, like I said, out of my head onto reality.
Wedding days, all contrived sayings aside, wedding days are those moment in time where everyone that's there is never together again in the same way and not there for you, right? It might be another reason, the birth of a baby or somebody else's wedding, but there's a variable that changes it. So that day, that moment is really profound. When you do it right, it's super profound. And my hat is off to both of y'all, or all four of you, I should say, because you did it right.
I remember that. I second your feeling. I think going back to like what made it special, I remember being at that dinner table and everyone's just expressing like love and stories, and it's just like so special. And you're like, oh shit, everyone's here
For me.
in love of us, right? I'm gonna cry.
That my favorite moment from both of your days, for me, because I'm a planner and I can occasionally be shallow because I'll make it about me.
As you should.
No, just kidding. But honestly, all joking aside, you both had a moment where you walked in to see the table, and I have it on video, which I love. And I have this photo of the three of us, which I'm obsessed with, where we are hugging and he's like checking out the table. And like he was so against the pears originally, remember?
Yes.
And
I do.
that image for me is it. That is like it for me, because I'm like, you can see on his face that he's like, all right.
Yeah,
Right?
literally. Like, makes sense.
And you have this
immediately of like,
yes.
Michelle,
And there's
you
like
did
this connection, right? And so that I love that. For me, and I already said this, for me was there's a lot of favorites in between all of these moments, but for me, a huge moment was when you all also got to the table and we had that moment, which I have also on video, which I'm so grateful for. And that's one of the reasons I love that content creators and videography, to me, why it's so important, is because selfishly, I also get the archival moments with my clients. Right, so I get to look back on these moments. I'm like, oh yeah, this moment Kit up the table. This when Ernesto knew the pears were worth it, and like, that's so immensely.
Take that into your other planning
it's
moments.
so fulfilling for me, because we do this for you, right? And we can't do it without you. So it's so validating and really fulfilling when you all have these moments. And like at both of your weddings, there were speeches that included us. Which never happens.
We talked about you a lot.
And and it's really
Just
funny.
rewatched it last night.
And you said some really lovely things, and which very much will always stay in my heart. But like, they had groomsmen that were like, and Michelle Durpetti events who planned this wedding, and I was like,
Shut up! That's
I've never seen a groomsman thanks to planner.
Whenever I talked about wedding planning, I just always would say,
MDE.
like, I have the best wedding planner ever.
Truly, yes.
Would not do without her.
Would not.
But we talked about you a lot.
Yeah, I felt the love, so that was very fulfilling for me, and just seeing you guys flourish too. Like the biggest privilege for us, and I'll probably not be able to get through this part without getting emotional, which I don't normally do, but I think that for me the biggest joy is seeing you all go on and like accomplish all these beautiful things, and we were part of your story. Sorry, dead puppies. I tell you guys all the time on your wedding day, but that's my biggest for me. Yeah, that's my biggest moment. So.
And you'll always be a part of us too.
Well, for sure, because you can't get rid of me. So yeah.
Thank God. I'm glad you feel that way.
Yeah. Sorry, Philippe.
Both of our weddings turned out.
Well, we had so many good odds on our favorite. We had beautiful couples. We had beautiful locations.
Even when the odds weren't in our favor, though, like it all.
Little hail.
You made it.
Hailing in Sicily.
Seeing Heather walk down.
Hailing in Sicily.
And I'm right there, and like seeing her walk down the stairs.
Oh, your expression that moment was priceless.
Is this
Yes,
real
it was
right now?
priceless.
It was like
Yeah.
fantasy.
Yeah.
You know? It was like,
All I kept thinking about were those shoes. See, but Kit, they were this big.
Badass shoes. No, probably.
They had to be 6 inches of platform.
Yeah, they were
Did you
fat.
practice walking in them?
No, because she just
tried
walks.
them on.
But that's just her. She's like you.
Well,
She
they
can
were-
just do
they're
those things.
comfortable.
Yeah.
They were comfortable. That's why I liked
them, but I didn't.
Really?
I swear, the only Louboutins that people would say are comfortable. Most people are like, these are uncomfortable. They were comfortable. That's why I wanted them, because I kept on going back to them. Like, what am I going to wear for wedding day? I even thought about going down barefoot because, like, that's also feels me too. But I found those, and I was like, okay, this is it.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Yeah, I was comforting my dad more than he was like, wait, we go right here. My dad, I didn't realize until this trip that's where I get my anxiety from. It's my dad. I was like, damn, it is him.
We had some breathing. We did a little breathing before she
100%.
came down the aisle. We did some breathing, yeah.
My dad's
Yeah.
nerves from the beginning. It was the flight.
And it's
If
funny
it wasn't
because
the flight, it
you
was
were
the next
very
one.
calm.
Yeah.
You were very calm. Yeah, you were very calm. You
I
were
felt
like,
a wild
You
sense
were
of
not
calm on
calm.
wedding day.
You were not calm. And remember,
You were nervous?
Oh yeah. Oh, he was wound so tight that if you had
Were you?
if you put a tuning fork next to his head, you would have heard the wow. He was wound at that because he was feeling all of the things. And that's a thing that happens, you know.
I think it's because I had that breakdown before we did the Morgana night.
Yeah.
I had a breakdown in the room, well, honestly, out the room, and then I cried it out, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm better.
Kit, we're gonna end with that. So give me 3 pieces of advice you'd give to anyone considering a wedding in Italy.
Number 1, take your time. Absolutely take your time if you have the luxury of time. Number 2, hire a wedding planner who you trust and who you vibe with. Shameless plug for MDE. Number 3 is to just savor every minute of it. Every minute goes so fast. So don't rush through your decisions. That comes with time. But just have a lot of trust, hire the right person, and take your time.